Since the last time we were able to present, this is just back in stock, our Lamb of God, and that's, you're gonna see the actual lira, which is the Lamb of God on the actual slide face, and you choose here either the gold tone, which I have been wearing, fully adjustable, and then we also have it available for you in the black fully adjustable leather band, or we have it in that ivory color in the leather band as well, obviously fully adjustable, but it's from Bellezza, so everything you would expect in a very high-end, expensive timepiece where you have a quartz timing, you have scratch-resistant face, you have stainless backing, this is water-resistant, you have it all in this timepiece. But here is what I want to share with everybody. Let me put the coin down because I know we're going to finally get an opportunity to talk about this highly collected, special coin. Tonight, we're offering it at $20 off. So it was originally $99, completely sold out, was one of our #1 top sellers, so we're thrilled to bring it back for this big event. And if you are just tuning in with us, our ambassador of luxury, Paul Woods, is joining us via Skype in the amazing, you said in Venice, right, Paul? Or
Tonight I'm in Venice.
in Venice.
No, tonight's Venice. And then tomorrow I have to fly back because I got shows tomorrow night. So it's one of those days. Listen, this is Lynn, you said so many nice things, but you left the biggest part out. This is a limited edition. These are numbered on the back.
Good.
You forgot. We limited this to a total of 2,000 pieces. And I could not get 2,000 pieces made at once because we weren't able to do it. We couldn't get the coins. That coin you're looking at is a 2 lira Vatican coin. I didn't even know that the Vatican minted their own lira up until the year 2001, and they are discontinued. You could use them anywhere in Italy, but now they're antiques, they're collectibles. So this is the Lamb of God. And if you think about the Bible and you think back to where that phrase came from, when John baptized Jesus, he coined the phrase Lamb of God, and it became part of the liturgy at that part. So this coin has been part of our collection when we can find it for the last, 7, 8 years, but we always get just a few. So this watch, which is a almost perfectly reviewed customer pick at the full price, is a limited edition. You will get number 27 of 2000, number 400 of 2000, or whatever. You'll get the only one in the world that has that number. Now look at that design, Lynn. We're talking about what's called a hunter's watch, and a hunter watch hits the floor and it still survives.
Durable.
A hunter watch, a hunter's watch covers the dial. It dates back to around the 1900s when the glass on a watch was actually glass, and it was very, very, very delicate. So if you were going to go ride your horse or something, you had to cover it up to keep it safe. They started making watches that look like jewelry, right? So they had a little hunter top on it that made it look like jewelry. And then you wanted to know the time, you just slid it open and said, oh, it's perfect timing, like it's 6 o'clock. So imagine when you're at lunch with your girlfriends, or you're at the church and you're at the coffee after the service, and somebody spots your timepiece and says, I love your bracelet. And you're like, oh, that's the Lamb of God coin. And, you could tell the story, and then you can say, oh, by the way, it's also, it's 12 o'clock or 12:05. People's mouths just hit the floor. They haven't ever seen anything like this. Now, we do this right. The watches are water resistant to 3 ATM. That means like 100 feet. The case is carved from a solid block of bronze. It feels important. The straps are actually genuine leather, okay? The crown is knurled. It's easy to set the time. When you pull it out, it feels like it's important. Look at the way we did that dial. That's the same pattern that you see over the Pope's head in the pictures. I did that on purpose because I wanted to bring this full circle. Look at the Byzantine bezel on that coin and around the outside of the edge. Look at the enameling around that coin. Every last detail has been done to the nth degree, and it is a limited edition. There will only ever be 2,000 pieces, never one more. Cannot be.
And
We
Paul, to that
finally got them
point,
back in stock.
can we remind
Yes.
everybody too, because this was so fascinating to me. I was very fortunate to be able to travel to Venice, with our buyers through the years. And one of the dream vacations for my mother was always to go to the Vatican. And even while there, which is the most amazing experience, one of the most experience of my entire life, if you ever have an opportunity, you've been there, you know exactly what I mean. I had no idea there was actual like lira, because Vatican's its own city. And I wanted to show until you came on here with this, I'm like, how fascinating is that and how special? I mean, of course, the Lamb of God, like you had mentioned, one of the most important symbols, in the Bible. But I want you to see that this was actually circulated. This is the backing, right, of the actual coin, Paul, that they kept open purposely for our collectors out there.
It's not they kept it open. I kept it open because I know I want you to see the whole coin. When we design these, we are thinking about you. We're thinking about you and collecting this coin and being able to tell the story and show it to your friends. And I know you want to show the obverse side of the coin as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. Read the reviews while you're getting yours. Maybe you know somebody who is going through a rough patch and could really benefit from a piece of jewelry like this. Anthony's mom was very ill and she loved this watch, and I gave him one and I said, take it to church and have it blessed and give it to your mom. It will touch her heart. It will make her feel whole and at peace and better. A lot of you write me that you take them and you have your priest bless them for you. And I think that's terrific. My mom wears this watch. Um, I have so many friends who love this watch, and it's limited, right? You only have 2,000 in the whole world. I can never get the coins. My guy Andrea in Rome is the one who finds coins for me, and I always tell him, Andrea, I need more Lamb of God, and he says to me, the Lamb of God, she's finished. I can't find her. He's very cute the way he does it. She's finished. The Lamb of God, she is finished. It's very difficult to find these coins. So we get them when we can, and when we have enough to make a run of something, we do it. We're still not fulfilled at the full 2,000 on this timepiece.
Yeah.
I think we're up to maybe 1,600 here if you jump in on this.
Yeah.
That's all we have. By the way, number one has not been purchased yet.
Really?
Somebody's going to get number one.
How
Yeah.
exciting
We
is
kind of
that?
hold it back, so it's a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that kind of it. Not only is the coin collectible, but the timepiece itself is limited and it's numbered. And I always tell you, when you collect limited edition, things that aren't made anymore, things that can't be copied, things that can't be made again, things that are unique and different.
And this is
That's what
all of
this is.
that. You can check that box on every single one on this Lamb of God timepiece. The only decision here is what choice. So we have the ivory leather band. This is, of course, the gold, the beautiful gold, which, by the way, if you were able to get the Byzantine necklace, and I'll keep you updated, that I'm wearing, how smart would that be? It looks like this watch was custom made, or vice versa. The Byzantine bracelet was custom made to go back with the bezel that you're seeing here. They're all fully adjustable. So if you get the gold tone, it's going to have your little foldover clasp in them. So it'll adjust comfortably from 5.5 inches in a wrist up to about 8 inches in a wrist size. It's $20 off today. And I want to talk about a few other things. I mentioned this earlier. In the back, it's all stainless, right? So it is, you'll see that if you, again, have sensitivities, this is what your most expensive watches in the world. Many of them, the backings are just like this. It's stamped, Paul's point. We don't do many timepieces in Bellezza that is limited edition. And then, Paul, to that point, like this is, if you get it wet, it's also, I want to say, is it, I want to say, yeah, it is water resistant. It's 3 ATM, if I'm not mistaken.
It is water resistant to 3 ATM, comes with a 2-year warranty. All your friends and neighbors said it's a perfect watch. You don't even have to worry about me. It's one of those pieces that will become signature for you. It will become a prized possession for you. It will become something that really defines you, who you are, what you think, what you believe, and what your style is. And it's rare to find a piece of jewelry that kind of ticks all those boxes, where it has a story to tell, and
True.
it's rare and it's collectible and it's beautiful and it touches your heart and it has meaning. And you think, that's a pretty special piece of jewelry. That's what this is, the Lamb of God. Think about, if you're Catholic and maybe you heard a Latin mass, you've definitely heard them sing Agnus Dei Ompare, Lamb of God. I mean, you've heard it's part of the liturgy. Lamb of God is probably the most important moment concept in the liturgy that there is. And we're coming up on Easter in just a couple of short months. And so I asked them to bring this watch at this time so that if you're thinking about Easter, if you're thinking about someone in your life who that would be important to, this is so much better than a box of chocolates or a stuffed bunny or, think about it. There's no calories. It'll last forever. And it has so much meaning. It's so
truly
gorgeous.
does.
It really will touch your heart.
And
And
just to
I love things like that.
Yeah, that has
Go ahead.
personal meaning, and there's no other functioning piece in jewelry, obviously, than a timepiece. But for those who are just tuning in, which really sets Bellezza truly apart, are these unique liras. This was actually circulated at one time as a Vatican coin. So I always say, boy, if it could come to life, and you don't talk about the stories whose hands it may have been in, or some of the situations it may have seen in Italy. That's what makes it so fascinating. And the other thing, Paul, I want to point out here is that if you choose the ivory color, that's the only one that's going to have the all white in the lira, correct? And then in the gold and in the ivory, they did the gold, like the Bellezza gold coloring to the lira coin. So a little bit of difference. I know this was instantly a customer pick when it sold out almost a year ago, so we were able to bring back, like Paul said, this is numbered. So when it's gone, we still have some available, not many. Paul said number 1 is still out there, so you don't know. You may get one of 2,000, but however way you look at it, it is the meaning behind it, how it speaks to you or to someone that you love, but really just a special, special piece, and it's beautiful. I teamed it up with a little chevron stampado bracelet, which looks dynamite if you have maybe a curb link or you love layering your bracelets up together. This looks like the most expensive, again, going back, finest gold in the world. It's under $30 with FlexPay. That's the beauty. You don't have to wait 3 months. We get it right out to you as soon as you place your order, and we'll have it to your home in the next few days. As with everything that you purchase, please shop with confidence. You always have a 30-day money-back guarantee with every single purchase that you make. It's the only one of its type that we do. We did have a few of the Lamb of God in pendants in the lira coin. I want to say all of those are completely sold out. So we were just so thrilled in celebration of the big Vincenza show that our buyers are at, that Paul has been at throughout the last couple of days, that we could make this available for you this evening. And we did something even more exciting. We took $20 off, which I was so pleasantly surprised. Let me just check with Rick, our producer. Where are we most limited here in the choices? The black, okay. So if you want the black, that's gonna have that beautiful accent of the blue enamel. In the ivory, that's gonna have the ivory enameling. They all have that Byzantine around the bezel. So I love that back with the Byzantine necklace, just saying, from our first hour. Look how striking that is, just this whole look. The look, I look like I'm dripping in like thousands and thousands of dollars of gold between the earrings, between the bracelet, between the rings, between the necklaces. Okay, ivory now. Also getting very, very limited. I have 150 remaining in that ivory. You're gonna love that. Just again, just so